Today we're making
berry jam.
The cool part about this jam is you can really use it for any fruit. I usually make this when I have leftover fruits from fruit picking with the kids. I have made strawberry, blueberry, raspberry, mixed berry. The first thing you're gonna do is the most important step. You're gonna take 3 plates and put them in the freezer. This is really important once the jam is finished or you think it's finished to test to see if it is actually finished so it's not too watery. We did mixed berries, so we have strawberries, 2 types of cherries, and blueberries. You need 5 cups of fruit. And pour that in?
Can you help me?
Do it with you. 3/4 cup sugar. Can you pour that in, babe?
Yeah.
3 tablespoons lemon juice. Here you go. Done. We're gonna mix this in together till the sugar dissolves. It's important to note if you have fruit with seeds, you will have to strain out the seeds afterwards with a sieve. I purposely chose things that didn't really have seeds. The strawberries don't have enough that it matters, so I don't have to strain it out, but just note that if you do choose like a raspberry. Huge hack, I have been standing here for about 20 minutes, so I usually use my anti-fatigue mat while I'm standing here, because when it starts to boil, you need to stir it a little bit more consistently. And now that it's starting to boil and thicken up, one thing that I do is I actually use an immersion blender to make sure that there's no chunkiness to it. It makes it a little bit of a smoother jam. So I'm gonna do that now. This part gets a little bit messy. It sometimes will build up with skins. I usually end up rinsing those off because again, I want it to be a smoother jam. I lower the heat so it doesn't sputter as much onto me because it's gonna sputter a little bit, so you're gonna have some cleanup to do. Aprons are helpful because it does sputter and it's blueberries in there, so that'll stain. Now after it's blended, you cook it for a little longer. I usually keep this on a medium to low. You can keep it high if you want to, but it's already so hot it's not needed. And then I'll use this time to clean up the backsplash and the entire appliances because they've all got sputtered on it. Once it's thicker, it's been about 25 to 30 minutes at this point, then we're gonna test it. So I took one of my freezer plates and a spoon, and I'm just gonna put this on the plate itself. And then I'm gonna run my finger through it. If it starts to go back in, it needs a little bit longer, but you can see it didn't go back in that much. So this is almost done. Don't wanna burn my finger. Oh, I still burn my finger. But do you see how it kept itself in the same position? That's how I know that this is gonna be thick enough. My next tip is to do several different jars. Sometimes I save jam jars from when we purchase them from the store, but the reason I do that is because they only last for about 3 weeks in the fridge. So I'll put one in the fridge and the rest in the freezer, and then as I run out, I can replace it. Also, this is great for if you're gifting it to somebody else. You can freeze it until you see them, and then they have 3 weeks from when you get it to them. I'm only gonna fill this about half full because I know I'm not gonna finish the rest of that in 3 weeks. I am going to let this cool completely on the counter before I put it in the fridge or freezer. So I'm gonna clean up while we let these cool. I like to label the date of when it is. It lasts about 9 months in the freezer. And then I'll also label what type it is, just in case I have a couple of different flavors. I love this jam. I think it's better than store-bought. It's very easy to make, which is really nice, especially if you're in a pinch on a Sunday night and you need to make lunches for the girls. So it's been a lifesaver for us.
And I like this so much.
Let us know what you think. If you like this kind of video, like and subscribe. We'll have one like this every week.